What's up everyone, it's Karthik with MoneyVest. So welcome on board for our live stream for Tesla stock. I've only slept 3 hours, so I'm fresh. And we're gonna listen in to what Tesla and Elon Musk have for us to unveil. 10 minutes ago, Elon Musk essentially tweeted Tesla product unveil in less than an hour. Now 17 minutes ago, pretty much tweeted. And we've got the price action, which I found to be very accurate. This is Robinhood 24 hours trading, and you can see this is the most recent price as of 9:37 p.m. Eastern, and that's what we're going to look at when the Tesla event is happening. So when the event is taking place in about 25 minutes or so, when it starts, when we're kind of going through the entire process, the announcements and whatnot, we're going to be taking a look at how the price changes on Robinhood, because it's been almost very accurate to what pre-market also opens up around 4 a.m. Eastern. So I got lots to break down, and I'm very much looking forward to this event. Hope you all are too. So if my audio and the video is working well, just give me a thumbs up and we should be all set. Tesla pre-market or overnight is up another 1.3% right now, so back up to $241. And you will see this price change frequently as we are going through the event, as there's definitely going to be a lot of volatility. So once again, thank you so much for joining, everyone. Definitely do share this live stream with other people, other investors, traders, so that we can take a look at, obviously Tesla's price action, and of course, everything that is going to be potentially announced. This is going to be very, very exciting. I did go through a couple different feeds on X, and I found this, which I thought was very interesting. It's kind of laying out the bull base and bear case expectations from this event for Tesla, and it really comes down to timelines. That's really what it's going to come down to, and I'll give you guys my thoughts as well. But the bull case for Tesla going into this event is going to be a very clear timeline, milestones with impressive 2025 results, and detailed and imminent timelines, i.e. major results by the end of 2025. And this is going to be timelines, milestones, business roadmap, model, and product roadmap as well. A clear and compelling walkthrough of business model and unit economics. Product feature roadmap is fast-paced. Details are thoughtfully nailed down. No hesitations or we'll figure it out remarks, end-to-end walkthrough of UX and operations. Now, I find it very difficult to believe that Tesla is going to be able to provide all of that, because just based on past experiences, it's going to be it's just not Tesla's way of nailing down all the fundamentals, all the business economics, unit economics on how FSD and Robotaxis and Cybercab is going to work out. I think it's going to be more about the display of the technological advancements, kind of showcasing what Robotaxi can do. Of course, we've got regulatory issues to also deal with, approved in 27 states or something. And then, of course, a lot of them also looking at, potentially approving it further. But I'm more aligned with the base case here, where there's going to be some vague timelines. However, I do believe that 2025 is still possible for FSD. So giving high-level roadmap still leaves audience unsure of when FSD is solved or first market launch. No details on how Tesla will launch, manage operations, slightly more details in Autonomy Day regarding the business model and unit economics. This is where I feel that Tesla is going to probably end up, just given the state of the delay, right? So we also have to remember that Tesla did delay this event by 2 months, giving the company obviously a little bit more time to structure everything that they wanted to showcase in this event. And of course, the bear case is going to be no distant timelines and pushing it out to 2027 plus. And that, of course, is giving the impression that the timelines and key milestones are still vague or unknown. And of course, the markets do not like certainty. And it really comes down to how institutional investors and analysts kind of model this into their own forecast, because as we know, they're going to be very short-term focused, right? If something's not going to be generating revenue and earnings over the next 12 months, which included 2025 included, then it's really not going to be great news for Tesla stock. And that's really how institutionals think. It's not until it happens, then they are going to start modeling it into their own models and Excel spreadsheets and price targets. But until then, it's going to be a stock where it's been trading sideways for well over 3 years, as we already know, and it's kind of have a very hard time breaking above $300 because there's just been a lot of resistance in supply for the stock in and around those prices. So really the bottom line is, if Tesla is more specific and timelines are distant for the pilot program, the next gen vehicle launch, which the extension of this was also the bull case could be first quarter 25 to as much as third quarter 25. If there's any new launches for the next gen vehicle, $25,000 vehicle, then that is also a very, very bullish catalyst for Tesla. But if that gets pushed out to, let's say, end of 25 or early 26 or post 27, then of course we're talking somewhat base to bear case for Tesla in that regard. So again, it really comes down to how specific Tesla is going to be for us today. What kind of timelines are we talking? Is it going to be more distant versus later in the future? Because that's really what's going to be very important for institutional investors. For retail, we know that of course eventually it's going to happen. It's just going to take some time, because as any new technology, it takes time to develop and bring it to market, especially when we're talking FSD and something as complicated as driving cars themselves, and of course integrating it. And this, it's going to be a huge change, overhaul for the entire world, just bringing FSD to life. For retail, of course, we've got the long-term vision, but with institutional, as I've already mentioned before, that's the discrepancy where institutional can be a little bit more short-term focused, where they really want to see revenues and profits and earnings, over the course of the next 12 months, so that they can expect higher growth rates, higher margins, so that they can actually look to beat the S&P 500. Right? That's really what it comes down to. But that's really where we're at. Kevin, we're gonna see a new vehicle or now. So again, really depends on of course Tesla, but that's already been modeled in my opinion. So if you do expect to see many new vehicles or any next gen vehicles at a lower price point, then that of course is going to be a huge game changer, because when you kind of plug in a vehicle that can cost you same as Toyota or a Honda, when you plug that in with a Tesla technological advancement, then of course that's a huge game changer for the company, and they can sell in higher volumes, and then of course get up to over 2.53 million vehicle deliveries per year with the Cybertruck, with the Y, with the Model 3, and of course not to mention the next gen vehicle as well. So that's where we are. And of course, as we already know, Dan Ives has been talking about Tesla's $1 trillion Tesla valuation amid Robotaxi day hype. Expectations are very, very high. So just want to be very clear that there is a lot of expectations. The hype is very real with regards to Tesla. And if Tesla, of course, doesn't kind of meet those expectations, then it's possible that Tesla obviously drops quite a bit on Friday, which again we're going to see live. We're going to be able to see live how Tesla price action is trading. 15 minutes to go is when this event starts, and then we'll see how Tesla's trading. Of course, on the day, Thursday, CPI numbers came out. We did see a bit of a drop here in the entire market after the numbers came out. Tesla also dropped from 242 down to 232. So that was a $10 drop for Tesla, then of course quickly recovering back up. A lot of that got bought up fairly quickly in anticipation of this Robotaxi event. And right now we're seeing just a little bit increase of about 1.2, 1.3%, back up to $241, $242 for Tesla right now. We're going to do an audio check, in the next 15 minutes when this event starts. And it's happening in Warner Brothers Studios in Hollywood, in Los Angeles. And again, I think there's obviously the tickets sent out. Dan Ives is going to be there. A lot of analysts are going to be there. So would be a very, very interesting event for Tesla, for the market. What time is it in Dubai? So Dubai, it is right now 5:45 in the morning, but I'm actually not in Dubai. I am in India. So I'm up early today, 7 a.m. Of course, went to bed at pretty late, like 2:30 in the morning or 3 in the morning, and it's 7 a.m. So only have really slept about 3 hours, and then woke up, got some water. Haven't even had my morning coffee yet, but what can we do? So coming over to the futures, we'll also take a look. Not that it matters too much, but the Nasdaq futures slightly up over 12 basis points. S&P futures are also flat, 9 basis points higher. And tomorrow we also have the PPI numbers, producer price index numbers, coming out, as well as consumer sentiment, Michigan surveys, inflation expectations. All that is going to be scheduled for tomorrow as well. I am a little bit disoriented from sleep, so I may not talk as much, but it's good that we have an event coming up so we can just listen in. to what Elon Musk and Tesla have for us and take a look at the price action, because I'm really, really tired right now. Very sleepy. Like I said, if I don't get my 7 to 8 hours, I can be very disoriented and not know what I'm talking about. I may look fresh, but I'm definitely not. What time do you usually wake up? So I usually wake up around 10, 11 if I'm in India, because I go to bed at 3 in the morning because markets close pretty late. So in order to get my 8 hours, I wake up around 11. So I'm 4 hours too early in waking up right now. Okay, so let's just do a quick poll. Let's just do a very quick poll on what everyone believes Tesla is going to be. Tesla price action is going to be. Baby, suck it up. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Milan. I'm live over here. Tesla on Friday, okay? Let's just do a quick poll. So if it's going to be above $250, somewhere between $240 and $250, then let's just do $230 and $240, and then less than $230. So these expectations are going to represent, I believe, about a 5 to 6%, upside and downside. So $250 is going to be a 5% upside from where we are now, and then $230 is going to represent another 4.2%, just under 5% downside. So we've got a plus minus 5% in this poll on Friday, and I think that's really what it's gonna be potentially. As much as it's hyped up right now, I don't expect Tesla to move in the upwards of 10 to 12% after this event, and even the options market is, pricing in an implied volatility for Tesla post-event around 5 to 7%. So it is, in my opinion, going to be somewhere around those levels during the event, and of course after the event as well. And if you take a look at expirations for this Friday, for tomorrow basically, you do have, again, a lot of calls sitting around 250 to as much as 260. So 260, of course, is going to be more than 5, closer to 10%. But you've got 32,000 contracts expiring tomorrow at $250 call strike, which, if Tesla doesn't get up to that level, they're all going to expire worthless, pretty much down to zero. And then you've got, on the put side, 15,000 contracts down to 225, and then almost 20,000 contracts down to $230. But again, just the magnitude is pretty wild, because you've got 32,000 versus 19,000 contracts in the plus minus 5% range. So there's definitely a net bullish bias going into this event that investors have still positioned long, just based on the open interest on the call volume as opposed to the open interest on the put side. So that's what we'll see here in the next few minutes, and how Tesla trades. 9 minutes to go, so 9 minutes until the event starts, and we're just gonna keep that over here. This is Tesla's official YouTube channel, and we'll just keep that here, and then we'll look at Tesla's price action as presented to us on Robinhood 24 hours, and then we'll take a look at the futures market as well. Well, not that it is going to matter too much. Tesla's not going to most likely move the futures market, but we'll see what happens with Tesla stock. So Iraq, Caddy, I want to visit Dubai. Is it expensive there? Not really. No, you can definitely visit. We've had a lot of members visit. We've had a lot of members, visit, and of course we've had coffee and had a great time. So you can certainly come by, and I'm always available. Just shoot me a message on Instagram or WhatsApp, or not WhatsApp, but Instagram or Discord, and I'm more than happy to meet with you. Okay, so 80 votes right now. So let's see if we can at least get up to 200 votes by the time the event starts in about 10 minutes or so. And then we will kind of have a much better data set on where everyone thinks Tesla is going to end up tomorrow. So let's do this. Who here? We're gonna do another poll after this one. Who here has Tesla stock? Or is either trading or investing in Tesla right now? So let us know. One, if you have some interest in Tesla as a trader or investor, and two, if you have nothing to do with Tesla. If you've got nothing to do with Tesla stock right now, you're not trading it, you're not even invested in it, You don't really care what happens with the company. So let us know where you're positioned if you want to. I'm obviously one because Tesla 500 shares long, and 300 would be very good, 400 would be better, and 500 would be incredible. 600 could be life-changing. $1,000 could just be retired tomorrow. So yes, TSLL, okay, not bad. Yes, the Tesla leveraged ETF. A lot of people might be trading that as well. So of course it's going to be levered 3 times or 2 times. 2 times levered, dropped over 2% yesterday. And of course, since 2021, this also has not really gone anywhere. What a time to be launched, right? What a time for this ETF to be launched in 2022. Of course, dropped over 83% right after launch. Of course, had a couple different spikes along the way, but for the most part, hasn't really gone anywhere because Tesla stock has also been consolidating sideways and still down over 40+% from its all-time highs. So these are the key levels to keep in mind. 232 we got bought up yesterday. 250 is going to be that resistance up to 265 and support level at 225 for Tesla as well. Good morning everyone. So Kevin says I have a few shares. Yeah, 1,000 shares long, Kevin, probably. Few shares for you. 10 puts just in case. 46 says I have 400 shares long, Tesla, 200 of 2,000 of TSLL. That's incredible. And 10 puts. Yes, I've also got covered calls. So of course that's a potential hedge if Tesla drops. After the event here, we can at least be ready and to take advantage of that from the sell-off. So once again, for everybody joining us for the first time or joining us now, there's some bull-based bear case analysis that I was able to find on X, and really the bottom line is that with cyber cabs, with robotaxis, FSD, the pilot program, and of course the next gen vehicle, everything that Tesla is expected to announce, I think it really is going to come down to timelines, how distant or far into the future those timelines are, and how detailed the analysis and the plan really is. If it's still pretty vague, which knowing Tesla, it has been pretty vague in the past. They have not really been, especially Elon Musk. I mean, of course, he's overpromised a lot of times and underdelivered on many circumstances. So if it's going to continue to be vague, where there's no specific unit economics or product roadmap or what that's going to look like in the future and how they're going to get to market with these with these innovations, then I think that's going to fall under the base or bear case. Bear case only if there is a level of vagueness with a distant, not so distant timeline. So in other words, if there's 2027 plus timelines with a lot of vagueness, no key details, only promises, I think we've seen this story before, then that's going to fall under the bear case. If there is distant timelines with some level of vagueness, then I think that falls under the base case and the most optimistic case, because we have to look at it from a analyst and investor standpoint, right? Yes, Elon Musk being the visionary that he is, with Tesla doing a lot of really cool things, and they've kind of promised a lot of really interesting features and products over the long term. The retail understands it. We've got the patience to wait for it, but institutionals don't, right? So the bull case is really going to fall under a very detailed specifics of the product launch, as well as a distant timeline going into 2025. So that's really, we've got to gauge what that's going to look like in the event. Listen to as much as we can, of course, and make a judgment of how specific Tesla is being with their forecast. Okay, so $241.64 is where we are for Tesla, up over 1.2% with 3 minutes left to go. Make sure that you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to do a quick audio check just to make sure that there are no technical issues. And you guys let me know if the audio is too much, too less. I will adjust it in front of you and we should be all set here. And it's going to be quite an interesting event. So we've gone through this before. It's we've gone through the battery day, the autonomous day, just a lot of events over the course of the last 3 years for Tesla, and nothing really has broken us out above $300. So maybe today is the day, and it's been quoted as, you know, the most important day in a decade for Tesla. It's again an event that's going to change the way we look at transportation. You know, a lot of really hyped up stuff. That's what concerns me. It's like if something's so hyped up and it doesn't live up to those expectations, man, the disappointment's going to be real. The disappointment's going to be real. Okay, so we got over 200 votes with 45%. So majority people expecting Tesla's going to be above 250 on Friday. That's going to be over a 5% rally for Tesla post Robotaxi, and 25% expecting Tesla to be below 230. So I think that is exactly how the options market is positioned. It's actually crazy that you guys are polling almost exactly how the options market are positioned, because yes, there is put options, but the magnitude of the call options just overshadow the puts. And so there is a net bullish bias going into this event, but there's really that indecision that still is present among investors and traders. So yes, that's where we are. About a minute 30 left for this event to start. I'll do a quick audio, so let me know if it's working well. There may be some music in the beginning. I'm not gonna stream that because of copyright, but as soon as it starts, you know what? Let me do that right now. I'm just gonna play a quick Tesla video, and you guys let me know if the audio is good. So I'm gonna play this. Just let me know if the audio is good, and we should be all set.
In Hawaiian, we have a phrase called "ai kamealoa," meaning more so colloquially, use what you have readily available. And in Hawaii, we have a lot of sun, we have a lot of wind, we have a lot of rain, we have a lot of waves, and we have a lot of lava with our volcanoes.
So it's often said that Hawaii's energy transition is a postcard from the future. We've been really excited that the Kapolei energy storage system is actually proving the grid forming technology that's going to be so important to stabilizing the grid.
Okay, so audio is good. You guys can hear that, and we're just waiting on Tesla to get us started with this event. We are all set. Tesla's right now 241.85, just up over 1.3%. Just waiting on Tesla to get us going here, and we are good. We are good to go. Okay, perfect. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's gonna be quite interesting what we get from this event. My expectations are low. Okay, so I'm not going to play that because of the copyrights, but looks like it has started already, and Tesla's at 242 right now. So we're gonna just have that next to each other and listen as soon as the event starts. Are we on time? Yes, we are right on time. Right on time. 10 p.m. Eastern. We are right on time for the Tesla Robotaxi Day. 242 right now for Tesla. Elle, did you get any sleep, Caddy? You were just on a couple hours ago. Yes, only powering through on 3.5 hours of sleep. So, doing well. Doing well. If someone could order my morning coffee, that would be great. I would really appreciate you, because actually, you know what? Let me just do that right now. I'm going to do it. Also, please do let me know if there's any lags or anything. I just want to make sure the stream is as smooth as possible for everybody. So if the audio and the video is working well, just keep reassuring that, every 15-20 minutes or so, because like I said, I don't want anyone to have like a bad experience. So just let me know if everything is working well. Okay, Maybe sell the news for us, says. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Gabriel, there's no sound. Yes, because I'm talking right now. As soon as the event starts, then we will definitely switch over to that. Yes, I'm gonna Zomato or Swiggy. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do right now. So Warner Brothers Studios has a lot of buildings where they can actually host this event. I think there's also a little bit of a loop where Tesla can essentially showcase the Robotaxi, this full self-driving capability. So I think that's all of that is also expected in this event. John, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Adil, just when you said it started lagging. Hopefully it's not lagging. Right now it shows excellent connection to me on YouTube, so hoping that it doesn't have any issues. Just reload, refresh, rejoin, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. Tesla's at 1.6% right now. Events just started. We'll see what happens when Elon Musk starts talking, because I'll be honest, like as bullish as I am and as long as I am on Tesla, these events have not fared up well in the past, as we already know. They have not. I mean, Battery Day, Autonomous Day, Optimus, everything has just been great leading up to the event, but post-event has not been good for Tesla. So almost up to 243. There we go. Almost hitting up to 243 right now for Tesla. Almost 2% higher pre-market. There we go. 243 just printed for Tesla. Okay. We're just gonna have to wait. Tesla really is pushing right now. 243.40. There's a lot of momentum stepping in. Srinivas, I didn't really start a CELH position. I sold puts, which were up like 46%. Of course, had I started the prior day, it would have been up closer to 80%. But I ended up picking the same strike, slightly higher strike because the price had moved up already, but the same expiration, which is tomorrow. So tomorrow, October 11th, is when my Celsius puts expire. They're already at 46%, so I'll close them out once they're up like 80-90%. As long as Celsius doesn't drop over 5.5% tomorrow, I should be fine. $33 is my strike for Celsius. And I was able to get a nice return on collateral. Pull up the order book. Can you do that? I can't do that. I think on this. Maybe at 4 a.m. obviously we can do that when pre-market opens up and I can pull up my Thinkorswim platform. It's gonna be much better. Will I keep my NVIDIA options until earnings in November? Most likely. I'm planning to roll it out, so the idea would be to roll out further to as far as I can, well, not as far as I can go, but for as long as I can go to keep rolling and generating a net credit. For some reason, I was looking at my Charles Schwab yesterday, and then I tried to roll the contracts out to December. It won't let me pick a strike below 120, so I could not sell a further in the money call for below 120 strike when I was going out to December. That was kind of odd. So I may have to check with them. I may have to call them up and see what I can do, because my goal is to increase my strike slowly and steadily. Right now I'm at 113. I want to increase up to 115 or 118. And then, of course, go out to December, because then I can unlock a lot of capital gains and also generate some net credits along the way. By the way, Tesla 244 now, up over 2.2%. It really is pushing at the start of this event. There's definitely a lot of momentum coming in for Tesla. So 244 is where we're at. And of course, we do have a poll going on, everyone. So definitely do participate. We're almost up to 400 votes. 48% of you guys expect Tesla to be higher than 250 on Friday. We could be getting up there fairly soon. And 25% expecting less than 230. NVIDIA options, my strike's at around 113. 113 is the strike. That is very much in the money right now, as I'm sure you know, because NVIDIA is trading well in the 135, 130 range. So my goal would be to move a strike to 115 or 118 right now. But I wasn't able to do that for December expiration. I was, however, if I went further out, I was looking at 118, 115. But for some reason, December expirations were not showing up for the anything below 120 strikes, which was odd. My uncle is working actually on the taxi. That's incredible. That's great news. If this doesn't start soon, I'm just going to buy a Toyota Camry. We're almost at 245. Almost at 245 now. This is what investing is all about. It's fun. It's fun. You get to listen to all these events, incredible, catalysts and really cool things, and then you can estimate and judge, how that's going to affect the company. Kevin says, did Schwab garbage interface? They offered all kinds of benefits, and I told him no. Morgan Stanley is so much better. Yeah, I'm planning on doing that, but it's just too inconvenient to move everything out, especially when I've got an options portfolio. I've got positions in there. I really, really don't want to go through the whole process of like shutting something down and moving to something else. Although I'll see, I'll kind of weigh in the benefits of all of this over the long term and how it affects me. And then of course make a decision. But I've been planning to open IBKR for a long time. What Red Bull are you drinking? Just water. Drinking water. I'm gonna order coffee here soon. If they don't start, they should start any minute now. It's 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes past the start time, and they might just be getting ready. Yeah, there's also a lot of expectations for a van and a bus. Van definitely from Tesla. Yeah, Kevin, I'm still waiting on my tax refund on my call that I sold on Tesla. Literally, like I got 24% taxed on the premiums that I received from the Tesla call that I sold last week. It's crazy. It's crazy. They charged like $150. Just for that 1 week. And I called them out. They were like, yeah, your W8 form expired. You got to fill out a new one. And so again, thank you so much for joining, everyone. We've got almost 900 people watching. So make sure that you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we're ready. Again, we're really looking for some details, some specifics, some distant timelines to be a little bit more clear and concrete on these plans related to Cybercab, FSD, next-gen vehicle. There's a lot on the line. Tesla really volatile, got up to as much as 244, back down to 242. Maybe because the events haven't started yet in 11 minutes. But yeah, we're ready. We're going to be listening in to this as soon as it starts. trending on Twitter, as I'm sure it should. Tesla, trending with Tesla Robotaxi and VRobot. So volatile. Back down to 242 now, Tesla is. So deal, I have 500 shares on Tesla with a couple of calls. Yes, Kevin, thank you so much. Drop a like or I will hunt you down. We're going to end the poll here fairly soon. We got over 500 votes. I think that's a pretty good data set. And 51%, majority of people, more than half, expect Tesla to be above 250 by Friday. So pretty much tomorrow. That's going to be over a 5% increase in Tesla's closing from its closing price on Thursday. So what's Twitter? X. Yes, everyone, so it's 10 p.m. in Eastern, 10 p.m. in New York, 7 p.m. in Pacific. Of course, all around the world, different time zones. So, of course, the more east you are, it's going to be morning for you. I'm sure people over in Australia, if there's anybody, do me a favor, just call out where you're joining us from. What part of the world are you tuning in for this Tesla live stream? And I think it's pretty cool. I'm sure we're going to have people from all over the world, mostly from the US, but let us know where you're joining us from. What part of the world? What time is it where you're at? What time is it where you're joining us from right now? Kurt, I'm joining in from India, so it's about 7:45 in the morning, 7:45 a.m. Mohammed, Kuwait, shout out to you. Seattle, New York, Australia, so you're probably just waking up or have woken up for a while. 4 a.m. in Morocco, San Diego, United Kingdom, so 3:15 a.m. Oof, that's definitely gonna be brutal. Bay Area, we got Florida, New York, Sweden, Australia, UK. We're still waiting. It hasn't started yet. It's been well over 15 minutes now, almost 15 minutes. We got Nevada, Austin, Texas, Houston, Idaho, Dallas, Toronto, Wuhan, China. Interesting. We got Toronto, Boston, Florida, Singapore, Australia, Toronto. Yeah, a lot of people in Toronto, and of course, Boston and Florida and California. Portugal, Robinson, incredible. North Korea with an VPN. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You're playing. Minnesota, Kuwait. Kuwait is probably the same time zone as Dubai, right? Yeah. Or no, 6:45, 6:15. It looks like it's an hour behind Dubai. Kevin's joining us from the moon in Singapore. On a plane to Dubai, really? What airlines are you taking? It looks like pretty good internet connection or Wi-Fi. The longer the delay, the more the stock's going to drop. It's possible. Yeah, it's back down to where it was before it started moving higher at around 10 p.m. It was at 241.85. We're back down to 242. So we pretty much gave back a couple dollars there. Japan, Colorado. Again, shout out to all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining. I know it's weird times in a lot of different places, but I appreciate the dedication. Shows true dedication for investing and of course trading. So, and these are events that are going to be super important, not to mention the earnings season's getting started. So third quarter earnings are right around the corner, and there's going to be a lot of late nights and early mornings for us over the next month here together, because a lot of companies are reporting their earnings, third quarter earnings for 24 in the next 30 days, not to mention the election, the FOMC meetings, inflation data, employment reports. So there's a lot of stuff in the next 30 days. In 30 days, I'm going to pretty much lock myself down. There's going to be a lot of content, a lot of updates, a lot of analysis, a lot of live streams. So get ready because it's going to get crazy. The delay is disgusting. It is. It's 17 minutes post start time for Tesla. Stock obviously does not like that very much. Milan, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And just do me a favor, everyone. Just share this live stream. After we start, share this live stream with other people so that everyone can join us for this stream as soon as it starts, though. Sanjeev says, highly unprofessional from Elon by delaying the event. He should respect people's time. I mean, it usually never happens. Like, I've seen maybe 2 to 5 minute delay where, you know, they'll have something like this, which kind of plays the music and something for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, as much as 10 minutes. But yes, almost 20 minutes is getting a little crazy now. So hopefully it's not half an hour. Hopefully it's not half an hour. We start within the next 12 minutes. Who wants to wager whether we start in the next 12 minutes or not? Going to sleep. Yeah, none of the events have started on time. I mean, of course, they've started, you know, right at the specified time, but then of course they've had the music and everything else for a few minutes. But yes, 20 minutes is a long delay. What did Elon just tweet? So the last tweet I see from him is about an hour ago. Just again mentioning the Tesla production unveil in less than an hour. That was here. So this was what was tweeted about an hour ago. And even over here, we haven't started yet. So if I just reload this page, we're at the same place as what we have on YouTube. So we're most certainly delayed by almost 20 minutes at this point, both on X and on YouTube. Same thing. So please take some more time pronouncing your name. It's so confusing. So it is Kartik, Kartik. It's an Indian name, and that's my first name. So I'll put that in on the chat as well. Kurt, I live in the capital city of Delhi. Well, Noida, which is like right outside Delhi. But Delhi is kind of like the main city or state where I travel to and from when I'm traveling to India. What if Elon calls off the event, goes back to $10? No, there's no way that this event gets called off now. So 52% people expect Tesla to be higher than 250. I think the event definitely is hyped up quite a bit. Expectations for a bullish bias are very high. But just keeping my biases aside and just being very objective, I'd be very careful. Because a lot of the times these events, as we already know, in the past have not fared up well with Tesla price action. We've gone through many events where Tesla leading up to the event obviously was doing much better than post event. It has dropped, not just by a little bit, quite a bit, because of, again, a couple things that we can avoid today. If Tesla's able to give us a little bit more detail, more specifics, a more distant timeline with regards to a lot of the things that they'll announce, FSD, Cybercab, next gen vehicles, all those things. If Tesla continues to overpromise and underdeliver, give us a vague timeline, vague details, pushes it out to 2026 or further, then that's obviously not going to be great news for investors. And at the end of the day, it's really going to be institutional money that moves the market, that moves any stock for that matter. Retail is really just here for the ride, on the way up and on the way down. But it's really big money that's going to make all the difference. And unless there's a widespread adoption for electric vehicles, for FSD, for cybercabs, robotaxi, and there's something that the institutional investors can model in to their projections, Tesla's going to be, it's going to be very difficult for Tesla to break it up above $300, right? $300 has been a huge area of supply and resistance for Tesla for the longest time. And I think for those reasons, it is really critical for Tesla to give us at least some game plan of how they want to move forward. Amir, what age did I start investing and where did you get this capital to invest? So I worked in the US after my graduation for about a year and a half. I also worked internships and part-time jobs while I was in school. And so that's where I saved up the money to invest. And I started investing when I was 18, just about 18 to 19. The year that I was turning 19, but I was 18 years old. So yeah, I'm kind of closing in on my 10-year anniversary of investing in the markets next month. So it'll be crazy. 10 years is a long time to have been doing this. Of course, was not as active as I have been over the last 5 years, but the prior 5 years I was, of course, in school, working and studying, so I wasn't this active investing and trading in the market. They should have Robotaxi in India, Ahmedabad to Mumbai instead of bullet trains. If they can ever get to India with Robotaxis, I would applaud Elon Musk because of the traffic situation, and it's just not easy to bring Robotaxis when you've got 100 different types of vehicles. You've got 3-wheelers, 2-wheelers, 4-wheelers, 8-wheelers. You've got all types of traffic in India coming from all directions also. So if Tesla FSD can solve that, man, I would applaud Tesla and Elon Musk. Yeah, folks, I mean, this is this is getting a little out of hand. Oh. I quit my live stream there for a second. So, yeah, this is getting you're going to confuse the Robotaxi, that's true. This is getting, for sure, a little crazy considering how late this delay is. We're now almost 25 minutes in. Sergi says, smell a nothing burger. It's possible. Wouldn't be surprised. Let's go, Elon. I woke up early for this. Operating on 3.5 hours of sleep. Not going back to bed. Kevin says you could have stayed in bed. I might just go back to bed, to be honest. Like, I might live stream from the bed at this point. Sergi says we suffer together. Yes, all 1,100 of us, we suffer together. Okay, so we're almost at 30 minutes of the delay. With no Elon Musk, no Tesla, no FSD, no Robotaxi to show for. Fantastic. Already on a very, very good start. Who would have thought? Delaying the event from August and then delaying it even 30 minutes. No, I'm not drinking vodka, Eric. It's water. Okay. Who here thinks 35 minutes is on the cards now? It's going to be over 35 minutes of delay. Or do we start in the next 8 minutes? How many people here think that we're going to start in the next 8 minutes? Elon Musk, you can watch this on your TV. Yeah, but like, we need to start, Elon. 2 minutes ago, he tweeted. Bro, stop tweeting. Start the show. Yes, he missed the 10-10-10. October 10th at 10 p.m. Yes. Wait, really? Someone passed out? The buildup is just incredible. A person in the crowd had a medical emergency, so we're taking care of them before starting. Oof. That's crazy. They deserve all the delay. Because, yeah, that's insane. Hopefully they're doing okay. It was supposed to be, what, 80 degrees out? It's pretty hot in Los Angeles. 21 degrees Celsius, almost 80 degrees. And I'm assuming it's not outdoors, but still, it's pretty hot. You gotta stay hydrated, people. It's... Brad says, I hope the Robotaxi didn't run over someone. That would just end the show, the event right there. But given their Cybertruck debacle, I won't be surprised if things don't go perfectly well. And that's the problem with live prototypes, right? Showing how the functionality of products live. You know, Google has kind of gone through this before, where it may not work live. And that of course, can be embarrassing for the viewers and for the company, of course. What's your call strike for this week? 260, yes. 260 is a call strike. If it doesn't get up to that level, that's fine. I'll be looking to sell new calls for next Friday. If it gets to that level, great. You know, I'll get rid of my shares, generate a nice premium and capital gain. But 260 is a call strike. So Tesla just under $243, up over 1.7%. We are now officially over 30 minutes into the delay. However, there was also a medical emergency there, which they are taking care of before starting the show. And going over to the option chain, and as we already know, there's a lot of calls for 260 for this Friday, 42,000 open interest, another 32,000 for 250 call strikes, and then we've got 19,000 for 230 puts, 16,000 for 220 puts, and then 10,000 for 235 puts. These are all expiring tomorrow. There's a lot of contracts that are expiring tomorrow, which is going to be the weekly expiration on Friday, October 11th. And really what I'm personally looking for is some more specifics on a lot of things. And the pilot program progress, market launch guidance, regulatory progress, 2025 pilot market launch. Bullish is going to be, we expect to launch in 2 markets that will be announced early next year, so on and so forth. So again, being as specific as possible, showing high confidence in specific numbers and scheduled. But then of course the base case and the bear case is going to be something like reiterating what we have already heard, or something that is continues to be very vague or no clear answers on the topic, or giving us a general timeline which is not so in the distant, not so in the near future for Tesla. So that's going to be the expectations going into this event here. Tesla's back down to 242 for the right reasons. Palmeet, how high do you think Celsius stock is going to go? I saw your message about it and I made money today on it. And thank you, sir. So glad you were able to make some nice profit. Congrats. And while we're waiting, I'll just go over that very quickly. Celsius is a stock that, bounced really well off of a very good support. So, we've been talking about this area of support here at $27, $28. I've got an initial target up to 38. I think that's how high it can get up to, after this very nice bounce, considering how oversold the stock was. RSI, MACD, the price was down over 70%. So $38, $39 is going to be that level to watch for Celsius. A very, very nice bounce higher from that level. Okay, 35 minutes is done. Now, who thinks 40 minutes it's going to be? Whether we're going to see the event start in the next 6 minutes, or is it going to be over 40 minutes of delay? Let's see. Comment in the live chat. So yes, it's Robinhood 24 hours trading. However, I found it to be very good representation of where the market ends up opening at 4 a.m. I've used it myself many times where, whatever the pre-market action is in most cases where the price ends up opening at, the following day. So we were watching this, back in August, literally when the volatility had spiked to over 65. I was looking at a lot of individual stocks, pre-market on Robinhood at 24 hours trading, and then a few hours later, that's exactly where pre-market opened. So it's a very good representation of where the price is for the most liquid stocks. You can't find stocks for 24 hours trading for all of them, but for the most liquid ones. You can find it for NVIDIA, you can find it for Apple, Tesla, some of the bigger names, Magnificent Seven names. You can certainly find where the price action is on that 24 hours trading. $4.20, next 30 minutes. This is an incredible delay. Nothing to show yet. Yes, nothing to show. This delay is getting crazy. It's wild. Well, I really hope that they're getting taken care of properly with that medical emergency. And 47 minutes now. 37 minutes. almost 40 minutes. It's okay. We've got a lot of patience. We've got a lot of patience investing in Tesla. It's not the first time. It's certainly not the last time. Yeah, I'm gonna order some coffee here while I'm waiting. Iced coffee all the way. Folks, while we wait, do me a favor, just drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're almost up to 85,000 subscribers, and I would really appreciate you all subscribing. We cover a lot about fundamental analysis, our long-term investing philosophy, and of course, short-term swing trading and options trading. We have a very holistic approach going over fundamentals, technicals, and macros. So we look at all three disciplines and try to understand the risk and reward. As you already know that I never like to make predictions. In our community, we never like to make predictions about where the markets are going, where specific stocks are going, but simply just trade and invest based off of where we find value and the best risk reward ratios in the market. So drop a like, subscribe, and also share the live stream with other folks, other people that might be interested in this while we are waiting for Elon Musk and Tesla. So we're now officially 40 minutes into the delay, which is incredible. And they also have earnings coming up on the 24th. So in the next 2 weeks, we've got earnings also scheduled for Tesla. So you can also join us at moneyvest.com. This is our own platform for financial analysis. You can pretty much do a full-fledged fundamental breakdown on individual stocks and companies. We've also got a lot of macro dashboards to look at, the market snapshot, the market calendar. You've got earnings and economic calendar to look at. So if you come over to earnings calendar, if you go over to the week of October 21st, you've got 10/23 actually, not 10/24, but Wednesday, October 23rd is when Tesla is reporting, the same week as Microsoft and Google and Amazon and MasterCard. So that's their earnings for Wednesday, October 23rd. That's going to be for the third quarter fiscal year 24 after the markets close. And the expectations are 25 billion with earnings per share of 59 cents per share. And right now, if you come over to the fundamental breakdowns, you can, again, plot some of these charts on our platform for, let's say, the last 6 to 8 quarters, 12 quarters, revenue, gross profit, operating income, net income, whatever you want to plot. You can pretty much look at this visually and how the company has grown. You can come over to, let's say, 12 quarters. It's going to show you all the numbers right there. And of course, you can calculate the different values. Discounted earnings model, discounted cash flow, a lot of different things that you can do on the platform here. Plug in your own numbers and calculate what could be the fair value for whatever stock you want to do that for. Elon just tweeted again, said soon. Elon is tweeting. Elon is tweeting like literally on off-topic conversations on Twitter. It is so, like, is he just like standing right next to the stage on his phone? Like, he's tweeting about a Daily Mail article from like talking about how New York City seeks 14,000 hotel rooms for migrants, costing $350 per night. It's like almost 5 trillion, 5 million per night. And Elon just tweeted, wow, 1 minute ago, on a completely off topic. Is that the tweet that you were talking about, Kevin? Futures right now, while we wait, Nasdaq futures flat, S&P futures also very, very flat. Volatility is going to open at 3:15 a.m. But right now we're just a little bit under 21 right now for the VIX. The 10-year treasuries are just a little bit over 4.06%. The bond market's open, of course, and we've been pushing higher really well, getting up to 4.1. So yeah, like completely off-topic stuff that he's just tweeting about. We're almost 45 minutes into the delay, folks. 45 minutes. Can we hit an hour? Can we hit an hour? In hindsight, this entire hour that I've been live, it's really just been a chit chat. It's really just been a chit chat for the last hour. Nobody to call about it. Just text support. Just text support. I might just call tech support at Tesla and be like, what's going on? I've been waiting for this event. I certainly could have slept for another hour, for sure. Had somebody told me that Tesla's going to delay the event by almost an hour. And I have the headphones in my head, so I have the audio playing on my other device. And I've been listening to techno music for the last hour. I don't even know why I have these headphones on right now. But I'm just making sure that as soon as I start talking, I just switch over to the audio so that you guys can hear it. But yeah, I have been 3.5 hours of sleep, up early, been listening to this techno music for the last hour and chit-chatting with all of you. Incredible start to the morning. How low can end phase go? So, great question. By the way, it looks like we might be starting. No, it's just one techno song was ending, another was starting. So it's just a small gap. Yeah, that's 45 minutes is a lot of productivity time wasted when Elon's entire vision has been to put robots behind the wheel so that people can unlock more productivity. There's a lot of wasted time traveling, driving. Just glad to be here with all of you suffering together. What's the strategy if this doesn't go well? Well, covered calls. That's one of the ways you can hedge, your positions long term. So that's one way to do it. If Tesla stock drops, of course, you still end up making money on the calls that you've sold. So again, I want to be very clear that I personally, for the most part, sell options. I don't buy them, because buying options has a very low probability of success, as every option is just structured in a way that it's going to go down to zero by expiration. And so the probability of selling options yields a better return, better success rate than buying them. Chris says, I'm returning my Tesla because of this. So how many people here actually drive a Tesla? How many people here drive a Tesla? You know what? I'm going to end the poll here. Almost 900 votes for the poll here, and well over 51% expecting Tesla to be higher than 250 tomorrow by Friday. But let's just do some very quick polls here. Since we have almost 1,200 people watching, might as well get a little bit of insight into Tesla itself. And this is, again, a very good way to kind of get first-hand data from people that are actually part of the Tesla community. So we've got a poll right now of how many of you guys, of almost 1,200 people watching, actually own a Tesla vehicle. Any Tesla vehicle. So 31%, only 30% right now. 70% don't own a Tesla based on 100 votes right now. We're going to get it up to 500 and we're going to start a new poll because I really want to know, like, of the 30% or so that actually do own Teslas, what they're recommended to somebody else, or how happy they've been with their purchase of Tesla vehicle. BMW forever. And that's okay. Like, if obviously people don't own Tesla or don't want to own Tesla, and you want to invest in Tesla shares anyway, because I know there's a saying that, if you invest in a company for which you like the product and you understand the product, I do like the understanding part where you need to understand what you're investing in, but I don't kind of accept the opinion that you have to own the product to invest in that particular company, because that will almost never sort of work out over the long term. So as long as you have a very good understanding of how the product works and what it is, then you can still take advantage of course, the company by investing in it, and of course the stock, because you don't always have to be a consumer of that product to invest in that company. Okay, so 200 votes, 29% people actually own a Tesla vehicle, 71% don't, and I'm assuming the 71% are mostly in Toyota, BMW, mostly gas-powered vehicles. Any people who don't own any vehicles? Anyone who doesn't have any vehicle right now? Public transport all the way? Anyone? I ride the bus. There we go. We got one person with me. We can ride the bus. Cyclist. That's incredible. That's incredible. No, so I don't drive a Tesla. Okay, this is getting a little crazy now. We're almost an hour into the delay. What is going on here? Is Elon still tweeting? Oh my god. Elon is still tweeting about political stuff from like 5-7 minutes ago. So 242.49 is where we are for Tesla. Earnings on the 23rd. And remember that today, which is actually tomorrow, Friday, pre-market, we've got all the big banks reporting their numbers. That also is going to be very important for the market, just giving us a little bit more insight into how strong the banks are. And then next week, of course, we got a lot of banks, airlines, some tech companies. Yes. Just hoping that that person's doing okay. And again, thoughts and prayers with that person. Elon tweeted about 13 minutes ago that same thing, that will be starting shortly. Here we go. Looks like it started now.
Actual results may differ materially from those projected. More details can be found in the written materials.
Ladies and gentlemen, here, everywhere, online, around the world, outer space, I'm Franz. And on behalf of everybody at Tesla, welcome to We Robot. Just want to thank Warner Brothers for hosting us here. As you know, this is the birthplace of many epic films, many of them depicting a vision of the future. We're here tonight to experience that future that is closer than you think. And who better than Elon, right, to show us that future? So it looks like Elon's on his way, so let's welcome him up here. Welcome to the We Robot Party. So we have quite a show for you tonight. I think you're gonna like it. As you can see, I just arrived in the Robotaxi, the cybercab, and there's 20 more where that came from. So they've been traveling. They're all
there's no people in them, as you can see. The car's just going by with no people. So they've been traveling, there's no people in them, as you can see. The car's just going by with no people. And we have 50 fully autonomous cars here tonight. So you'll see Model Ys and the Cyber Cab, all driverless. You'll be able to take a ride in the Cyber Cab. There's no steering wheel or pedals. So I hope this goes well. We'll find out. So you see a lot of sci-fi movies where the future is dark and dismal, where it's not a future you want to be in. So, like, I love Blade Runner, but I don't know if we want that future. I think we want that duster he's wearing, but not the bleak apocalypse. We want to have a fun, exciting future that if you could look in a crystal ball and see the future, you'd be like, yes, I wish I could be there now. That's what we want. So when we think about transport today, there's a lot of kind of pain that we take for granted that we think is normal. Like having to drive around LA in like 3 hours of traffic. Yeah, and people that live in LA, I mean, trying to get from Pasadena to, El Segundo during rush hour is like, you can fly to, another city faster than you can get to crosstown LA. So, and you have to drive the whole way. Unless you're in a Tesla, of course. Our Tesla already does quite well at this, supervised self-driving. So supervised full self-driving is actually working quite well. I'm sure there's people in the crowd, you're using that, yeah? So we'll move from supervised full self-driving to unsupervised full self-driving, where the car, you could fall asleep and wake up at your destination. So, but there's also a challenge for a lot of people that cars cost too much. I mean, when you factor in everything that goes into a car, and the car insurance, and the car payments, and the storage of the car, it's very expensive. So with, and you say like how many hours a week are cars used? Your average passenger car is only used about 10 hours a week out of 168 hours. So the vast majority of the time, cars are just doing nothing. But if they're autonomous, they could be used, 5 times more, maybe 10 times more. So you could actually, for the same car, would have 5 times as much value, maybe 10 times as much value. There's 168 hours in the week, and like I said, only 10 of them are used for driving. So, and then a bunch of those hours are looking for a parking spot, which is, can be pretty annoying at times. So we want, with autonomy, you get your time back. This is a very big deal. So it's not just it'll save lives, like a lot of lives, and prevent injuries. I think we'll see autonomous cars become 10 times safer than a human. I mean, if you think of times past where there used to be an elevator operator in every elevator, but once in a while they get tired and they accidentally shear somebody in half, So now we have automated elevators. You just get in an elevator and you press a button, and you don't even think about it. And it just takes you to the floor. And if you did see an elevator operator with a big relay switch, you'd be like, that's weird. Now that's how cars will be. And it's not just the lives saved in injuries, but if you think about the cumulative time that people spend in a car and the time that they will get back, that they can now spend, well, I guess on their phones or watching a movie or doing work or whatever you want to do. You can think of the car in an autonomous world as being like just a little lounge. You're just sitting in a comfortable little lounge, and you can do whatever you want while you're in this comfortable little lounge. And when you get out, you will be at your destination. So, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So in fact, I think the cost of autonomous transport will be so low that you can think of it like individualized mass transit. The average cost of a bus per mile for a city, not the ticket price, because that is subsidized, but the average price is about $1 a mile. Whereas the cost of cybercab, we think probably over time, from the operating cost is probably going to be around 20 cents a mile. And price, including taxes and everything else, probably ends up being 30 or 40 cents a mile. So yes, and you will be able to buy one. Yes, exactly. And we expect the cost to be below $30,000. And I think there'll be an interesting, business model where, like, let's say somebody is an, Uber or Lyft driver today, where they can actually sort of manage a fleet of cars, and sort of manage, I don't know, 10, 20 cars, and just sort of, take care of them like a shepherd tends their flock. You have your flock of cars, and you're the shepherd, and you take care of your flock of cars. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think it's going to be a glorious future. It's going to be really something special. So, yes, good, all excellent questions. So, we do expect actually to start fully autonomous, unsupervised FSD in Texas and California next year. And that's with the Model 3 and Model Y. And then we expect to be in production with the Cybercab, which is really highly optimized for autonomous transport in probably, well, I tend to be a little optimistic with timeframes, but in 2026. So, yeah, before 2027, let me put it that way. We'll make this vehicle in very high volume, but well before that, you will experience a robotic taxi via the Model 3 and Model Y program, and Model S and X too. But your 3 and Y will achieve unsupervised full self-driving with permission in wherever regulators essentially approve it in the U.S. and then to follow in outside the U.S. So, and it's Cybertruck too. Yes, of course. Sorry, I don't want to be. Yes. All our cars are basically all cars that we make. So let's not get nuanced here. All right, next slide. So one of the reasons why the computer can be so much better than a person is that we have millions of cars that are training on driving. So it's like living millions of lives simultaneously and seeing very unusual situations that a person in their entire lifetime would not see. But hopefully, yeah, exactly. So with that amount of training data, it's obviously going to be much better than what a human could be, because you can't live a million lives. And it's also, it can see in all directions simultaneously, and it doesn't get tired or text or any of those things. So it will naturally be, like I said, 10, 20, 30 times safer than a human, just for all those reasons. And I want to emphasize that the solution that we have is AI and vision. So there's no expensive equipment needed. So the Model 3 and Model Y and S and X that we make today will be capable of full autonomy unsupervised. And that means that our cost of producing the vehicle is low. Now, we are going to actually overspec the computer for the Cybercab. So our AI5 computer will be somewhat overspec'd. And because I think there's actually also an opportunity, sort of like in Amazon Web Services, where if the car is driving for 50 hours a week, there's still over 100 hours left. And there's a potential there to have a massive amount of distributed inference compute, where if you've got, like, say, a fleet of 100 million vehicles and a kilowatt of efficient inference compute, you have 100 gigawatts of compute, which is really quite substantial. And if it's there, you might as well use it. So, yeah, so that I think will make sense. So, all right. So our autonomous future is here. As I said, we've got 50 Teslas driving autonomously. We're trying to give you a sense of what cities will be like in the future. And when you get in, you'll see, like, it's really quite a wild experience to just be in a car with no steering wheel, no pedals, no controls, and it feels great. And we have enough vehicles here, so everyone should be able to try it out and experience the set that we've built here. It's a very big set, so it's like really, we've used several, I don't know, 20, 30 acres or something like that. It's really big. So it goes on, the ride's long. And we set it up to feel like a ride, like a park ride. So it'll be cool, and you'll get to experience it tonight. Something we're also doing is, and it's really high time we did this, is inductive charging. So the Robotaxi has no plug. It just goes over the inductive charger and charges. So yeah, it's kind of how it should be. Thanks, guys. I love you too. So one of the things that is really interesting is how will this affect the cities that we live in? And when you drive around a city, or when the car drives you around a city, you'll see there's a lot of parking lots. There's parking lots everywhere, parking garages. So what would happen if you have an autonomous world is that you can now turn parking lots into parks. And so we're taking the ing lot out of parking lot. Welcome. So there's a lot of opportunity to create green space in the cities that we live in. So that would be quite fantastic. Oh, and also, what happens if you need a vehicle that is bigger than a Model Y? The Robovan. The Robovan is, we're going to make this, and it's going to look like that. Now, can you imagine going down the streets and you see this coming towards you? That'd be sick. So this can carry up to 20 people, and it can also transport goods. So you can configure it for goods transport within a city, or transport of up to 20 people at a time. So this is gonna, the Robovan is what's gonna solve for high density. So if you want to take a sports team somewhere, or you're looking to really get the cost of travel down to, I don't know, 5-10 cents a mile, then you can use the Robovan. Some people call it the Robovan, but so yeah. One of the things that we want to do, and we've seen this with the Cybertruck, is we want to change the look of the roads. The future should look like the future. So, speaking of robots, so everything we've developed for our cars, the batteries, power electronics, the advanced motors, gearboxes, the software, the AI inference computer, it all actually applies to a humanoid robot. It's the same techniques. It's just a robot with arms and legs instead of a robot with wheels. And we've made a lot of progress with Optimus. And as you can see, we started up with someone in a robot suit, sort of down, and then we've progressed dramatically year after year. So if you extrapolate this, you're really going to have something spectacular, something that anyone could own. So you could have your own personal R2-D2 C-3PO. And I think at scale, this would cost something like, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000. Probably less than a car, is my prediction long term. It'll take us a minute to get to the long term, but fundamentally at scale, the Optimus robot, you should be able to buy an Optimus robot for, I think, probably $20,000 to $30,000 long term. So, and what can it do? It'll basically do anything you want. So it can be a teacher, babysit your kids, it can walk your dog, mow your lawn, get the groceries, just be your friend, serve drinks. Whatever you can think of, it will do. And yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I think this will be the biggest product ever of any kind. Yeah. Because I think everyone, of the 8 billion people of Earth, I think everyone's gonna want their Optimus buddy. And there's gonna be maybe two, and then they'll be producing products and services. I predict actually, provided we address risks of digital superintelligence, 80% probability of a good outcome. Look on the bright side. The cup is 80% full. The cost of products and services will decline dramatically, and basically anyone will be able to have any products and services they want. It will be an age of abundance, the likes of which people have almost no one has envisioned. It'll be something special. So, and one of the things we wanted to show tonight was that Optimus is not a canned video. It's not walled off. The Optimus robots will walk among you. Please be nice to the Optimus robots. So you'll be able to walk right up to them, and they'll serve drinks at the bar. And you'll directly, I mean, that's just, it's a wild experience just to have humanoid robots, and they're there, they're just in front of you. So, yeah, with that, let's party. I love you guys too. If you look at that gazebo over there, let's get the party started.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Folks, I'm gonna get a copyright strike. I'm gonna end this stream now, and I'll share the link so everyone can watch it through our Discord, because I'll get a copyright strike because this is a song that's a very popular song. So we're gonna end the live stream here. I'm gonna share my updates soon. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video. I'll share the live stream in our Discord so you guys can continue to watch it. I don't think there's going to be any more updates on the Robotaxi day. I think most of the updates have been shared. I've taken some notes. I'll break down in a summary video. So thank you so much, everyone. Take